The family of George Floyd is preparing to file a $250 million lawsuit against Kanye West.
It comes after the rapper, who now legally goes by the name Ye, said in a podcast that Floyd died from a fentanyl overdose and not from suffocation after having a police officer's knee on his neck for more than 9 minutes. You may remember former Minneapolis officer Derek Chauvin was convicted for Floyd's murder. Last year, during that trial, a physician testified that Floyd died from a lack of oxygen and ruled out the possibility that fentanyl played a role in his death. So we want to bring in Nuru Witherspoon. He's an attorney representing the Floyd family. Thanks for joining us. So we mentioned that you're seeking $250 million in damage for your clients, or that's what has been put forth anyways in the media. What will your plan be in terms of arguing this case?
Thanks for having me. So first, this case is about George Floyd's daughter. And I think it's important for everybody to understand that, because oftentimes people can be distracted by the dollar amount. It's about his daughter. Mm-hmm. And a lot of people are making this case about free speech. While yes, every American has the right to free speech, but as you know, there are limitations to that right. You cannot use free speech to defame people. You cannot use speech to incite riots, as we all know, and you cannot use speech to intentionally cause harm to other people. And so this is the issue. And we intend to argue that Kanye West, because of his statements, he re-traumatized George Floyd's daughter. Mm. That's very important for people to understand. Not only that, he's using George Floyd's name, he's using George Floyd's likeness and image for profit. And in this country, that is illegal.
So, Mr. Witherspoon, let me ask you, you issued a cease and desist letter against Kanye West, ordering him to stop talking about George Floyd. Clarify that for us. And what happens with the case if he complies with the cease and desist? And I wonder if there's a little bit of daylight for the defense in that Kanye West has famously said he doesn't read any books. So can somebody, I don't know anything, I'm not a lawyer. So can somebody say, well, I didn't know what I was talking about?
Well, we know that he watched Candace Owens' documentary, and that's where he's getting it from.
Yeah.
And so I'm going to piggyback on what Vlad is saying and also ask you if you considered adding Candace Owens to this lawsuit.
Sure. Now, Vlad, to answer your question, in this country, you can't break the law and then come back and say, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to do it. Mm. That's not how it works in this country. And all American citizens know that. And to your point, Anne-Marie, about Candace Owens, we're in the stage of investigating, and we're going to include all of the defendants that have caused harm to George Floyd's estate, his name, and that are using his image and his likeness for profit without permission.
Yeah, it's funny you would say that, because as soon as I heard about this lawsuit, I thought about the Alex Jones. I actually started to Google what has Alex Jones said about George Floyd.
I mean,
I'm pretty sure
that's sort of the trial balloon, right? Isn't that a trial balloon for what we're talking about here?
Yeah, absolutely. So, I want everyone to really look at that Alex Jones case, because that case set a precedent. Alex Jones, for those who, are living under a rock, was sued, and the jury issued a verdict for nearly $1 billion for his statements, because they intentionally inflicted emotional distress on the victims. That's the issue. His statements were false, they were defamatory, and they inflicted emotional distress. So that case set a precedent that this harm, this injury for intentional infliction of emotional distress is worth nearly $1 billion. And that doesn't include, in our case, for example, in our case, Kanye West and his camp, Candace Owens, they are profiting by using George Floyd's image, his name, and his likeness.
I actually wanted to ask you about that, because in your first answer, you sort of separated the two, and you talked about using his image, and you said you can't do that in this country. Can you explain how that component is illegal?
Yeah, so there's every state has different laws. Mm-hmm. There's a term called misappropriation. Mm-hmm. And what that means, I can't take this show's name and I can't just start my own show, right, using the same name. Mm-hmm. Or I can't use other people's name and image, to profit. And that's clearly what's going on here. And we think that the evidence is going to support that Kanye West, through his conservative, platform, I think he's raising money, or I think it was just recently reported that he raised nearly $60 million on this social media platform called Parler.
Mm-hmm.
But he's doing that by using George Floyd's name, image, and likeness, and that is illegal.
Mm.
So
you can't do it without permission. That's the issue.
Right. So let me ask you about this legal action. I wonder if this will mean that Kanye West's comments about George Floyd will gain even more attention. Does that factor into the decision to move forward with this lawsuit?
Well, we're going to move forward, and whether or not it receives more attention, we think it's a very important issue in this country. I mean, people are talking about free speech, but people also need to understand the limitations. If you're going to use other people's name for profit, if you're going to profit from other people's pain, if you're going to re-traumatize people, then you have to pay for it, just like Alex Jones paid for it in the verdict against him for nearly $1 billion.
Mm-hmm. And once again, many experts weighed in during the trial and said that his cause of death was asphyxiation. Just to make it clear,
That's right.
I got a fact check.
Right. That's right. And this is not a race issue. I think everyone around the world that saw the video will agree that George Floyd was murdered.
Indeed. Nuru Witherspoon, thank you so much for being with us, sir. We appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.